Hi everyone, I'm Donna Lopez and this is ETS, Energetic Transmission Sessions, and this is your mid-month energy forecast for November 2017. Today is Tuesday the 14th. It's around 2:30 Pacific time. So let's take a look and see. I'm looking at my calendar. What we have coming up. All right. So we're going to look at first the 14th to the 17th, which is Tuesday to Friday, and just see the energy that's coming up. The first thing that I am seeing is people being very self-reflective and putting a lot of, not so much intention, but understanding that everything they're doing is placing an intention. So they're awakening to the intention that they are putting into their day-to-day chores and duties and things that they do. So there is a higher consciousness and a recognition that they be aware of what are their true intentions. And I feel this is it's almost like a walking, talking, meditative time. And meditation isn't always just oming, it is actually being very connected and listening and flowing. And so I'm seeing people being guided, and it feels very loving and it feels very supportive. I also see that some of you that have been sad or down, that there's some new light coming in, like some new I want to say some revelations too that are going to be very useful to you. You know how sometimes we believe something is a certain way and then extra information comes in or something else is revealed, and then we realize, oh, okay, there is something here. There is an answer to this issue. Or if you've been down, that you're not always going to be down, that the days are going to change and the weeks will change and the months, etc. So there's just new light and newness coming in. And I'm also hearing reality, that some of you are also having a reality check with that, because you're realizing that maybe you let yourself get into that hypnagogic state of thinking that life was a certain way, that certain conditions would always be that way, and that there wouldn't be anything to hope for or any newness. Okay, so they're letting you know to expect change and be happy about the changes that'll be being revealed to you. I also am hearing something about equality, and I feel this on an intellectual level. Recognizing your equality to others, a little less of the putting anybody on a pedestal or even thinking that we're on that pedestal, and more of an intellectual equality and a knowingness. And also, I am also hearing that things will be coming up that you're going to go, I knew that. I knew that. So recognizing your own intuitiveness and what you've already been receiving. I also see a lot of generosity. I see a lot of you opening up your purse or your wallets and giving more freely. And I almost feel like this is a fluid state of knowing that as you give, you also receive. So I see just a more generous state of being. I also see that some of you will be awakening from the dream. There will be some reality checks and like, oh, I was really under an illusion, under the delusion and illusion that things were a certain way, and you're going to be awakening and realizing that you were not allowing yourself to fully see and experience everything that was truthful and in the light the whole time. Very often, where they say you can't see the forest for the trees. Something can be right in front of you, but if that's not what you're looking for, you won't see it. And you're going to be waking up to it's always been right here in front of me. And I was under this illusion or delusion, whatever, of, and I was asleep. Okay. That's the easiest way to put that. All right. Now let's look at, we're going to look at the 18th, which is Saturday. And we'll go to Monday the 20th, just that 3 days there. It's interesting because the way this is coming in, it's almost like I'm seeing maybe some repetitive patterns, which sometimes you'll see this as a loop that goes like this, right? But there's this loop that goes like this and goes like this. So there's a movement. In other words, even though you may feel or think that I'm just doing the same thing over and over again, but you are actually getting some movement with it. So I just see expansion and some development. That's the right word. And I also see you readjusting what it is you want for yourself. You know, very often there's certain things we think we want, and then we start to get them, and then we go, oh, wait a minute, maybe I want it to show up like this or a little differently. I also see a lot of, especially Saturday, really recognizing that you like yourself, that everything that you've ever needed, you've always had and been carrying with you, which is always nice when we get that hit. I also see some friendships being formed, especially around Sunday to Monday. It's as though you're going to connect with, or also be a person that will be connecting other people with information or people that can assist them in some of the projects that they want to do, that they want to create. Yeah, it's almost as if you're going to meet somebody or meet a few people and you go, oh, I know somebody that does that. You know, this is their number. You should get a hold of them. So really sharing knowledge and connections that can help further these people. All right. All right. So then let's look at the 21st to the 24th. So that is Tuesday to Friday. Well, I'm hearing dramatic, but I'm also feeling and seeing a very strong psychic experiences. So I'm not feeling foreboding with the dramatic. I'm feeling a sense of depth. It's almost as if there'll be people kind of waking up to the hologram. Or the holographic universe we live in, that maybe things that we thought were real aren't real, and that there are things that are real that we had no idea that existed in this reality or coexisted in this reality. I'm just feeling a very deep psychic, emotional, but not as in human emotion, but depth. A strong depth of emotion and a strong psychic unfolding and clarity and experiences. So what that means in layman's language is that you could have some very strong deja vu. You could have some very strong dreams that become prophetic. You could, if you know, you could start to open up and see and hear things that you hadn't been able to in the past, and I mean that in a clairvoyant, clairaudient aspect. You could also have a deep connection with somebody that's crossed over to the other side of life, that where you actually hear them and connect with them, and you know, the veil is thin and thinning, as we have all heard and are seeing. but you know, it's our own experiences that really validate these things for us. Okay, so you're going to be having experiences, and but I feel such a depth and a sacredness and something very profound about this, especially as we come into Wednesday. That energy of Wednesday feels even stronger. I also see that some of you near the end of the week will, and I want to make sure I'm looking at this right here too. Yeah, the 24th. I see that some of you, especially around Thanksgiving and even the day after, are going to be realizing we don't need all the things that we have. Some of the material things we've been gathering, we don't need all that. It's like cleaning and clearing things up so that the simplicity and there's more usefulness in the things that are left. Yeah, and I'm hearing thankful. So, you know, it will be Thanksgiving. So there is that thankfulness for what you do have and realizing how much you have that you don't need. And choosing to, even some of you are going to choose to downsize and reduce your consumption. Okay. Yeah. And I'm hearing family time, and I do hear laughter. I know that lots of times there can be drama that comes up at Thanksgiving whenever families together. You know, those are some of our best lessons are with our family members. But I'm hearing a lot of laughter, and I want to say that some of you that think too much about how somebody else is perceiving you, if there's that drama aspect, don't let it get you down. Don't pout. Don't go in and say, you know, they just never understand me or they never get it or it always winds up this way. I just see the tendency to want to go, that you could go into some of that, but it's really about not feeling understood. And as long as you understand yourself and your reflection of you is what matters most, and also the pattern of diving into that depth of pouting about it, let's say, even though I don't want to reduce that to for anybody that truly is going through anything heavy, but let's just say there's times when we can afford to go in and feed a disappointment, and there are other times where we're feeding the disappointment so we can keep being disappointed. So just observe yourself with that energy. But for the most part, I'm feeling a lot of laughter and giggles and lighthearted energy. If anything, too, there could be a lot of chaotic people racing to get places. More so on Friday than racing to get somewhere that they don't need to, you know, where they could slow down. So just be aware when you're in traffic, etc. Let's see what else we got going on here. All right, we're going to look at the 25th to the 26th. So that's just a Saturday, Sunday. I'm seeing like a new day, a new dawn, a new beginning. It feels really beautiful. And I'm hearing emotional awareness. It's just like a rebirth for many people. Almost like when the you know, winter goes into spring or that kind of a feeling. But it's a new day, a new dawn, new beginnings. And again, a lot of recognition that what you seek is already with you, that you already have the tools and are enough. Yeah. I also, around Sunday, I want to say there could be a tendency to maybe be involved in or have a confrontation with someone that is aggressive. Just that is their nature. It's like somebody barking in your face or trying to start something. And I would say unhook, unplug from that, you know, and just, like they say, it can become a clanging cymbal. All right, it won't affect you. All right. So we have to recognize everybody's on their own wavelength, and some people just ride high like that. Okay, so let's see. We're going to look at the 27th through the 30th, which is Monday to Thursday. I see more than one thing going on, like you've got several different things that you're managing, but none of it feels overwhelming. It's almost like I've got this going here and this going here and this going here. There's 3 different things going on, and you're managing each one of them. And it feels okay, though it doesn't feel chaotic. Just looking at those dates again, really good. We also may hear something about some volcanic rumblings close to the 29th, which is Wednesday of the end of the month, but more so of a rumbling, and also a lot of rainfall in some regions. But I feel like this rainfall is like a cleansing, like it's just coming, it's just pouring down, it's just cleansing, not so much of a rainfall that there's flooding, etc. Just that people got 10 inches of rain in a short period of time, and something like that, like something, just very different, but nothing to be concerned with. I also see that there will be, for some of you that are looking for some insight and some clarification, that there will be a book or even an actual you recognizing an aspect of your Akashic records of your book of life. This is something that you have signed up to clear, like a karma. And karma is not a punishment, it is a learning. And so it's a recognition of a karmic understanding, something you came in to understand, to grow through, and your recognition of that. For others of you, you will simply be accessing some insight and information that you have wanted to get your hands on. It could be a literal, actually, in a book. Let's see. I see some of you too getting your activity level up. Like, I'm going to get out and exercise more and get movement, etc. So, yeah, that feels pretty good. Okay, so let's look at. Let me look at the whole span from the 14th through the 30th and see overall if there's anything else I need to bring in. Well, first of all, I'm hearing radio frequency. So, and I'm hearing channeling. So there is going to be some information being downloaded to some of you. And it is going to feel like I've tuned into a radio frequency where I'm getting this download of channeled information. And it feels, I'm hearing poignant, that it's, and I feel touched by it too, like, it's a clarification, but also I feel like it's a clarification around the systemic misunderstandings or systemic issue of being misunderstood within the collective. Well, that's a mouthful. For some of you, I feel like you will have some releases and feel like you got your get out of jail card, almost as if you have been keeping yourself in a shutdown place, and it's like you're opening up and like, I'm free. But the thing is that you always had the opportunity to release yourself. But it is you removing yourself from something that is making you feel, that has made you feel blocked or limited. All right. And you'll be moving beyond your limitations. I also feel like money will be very free and easy for most of us. It's almost because people are choosing to go into more of a simplified way of being, that money is, which is just energy, is just there and useful and easy. It's not something we're trying to hoard or get rid of right away. um, let me see. All right. They're really talking a lot here. They're saying on the broad scope of things, that the fulfillment of many hopes and dreams will be broadcast. Um, and I'm hearing news. So, but I feel very, I don't want to say super high vibrational, but very, there's higher vibrational news and broadcast information coming through. And I am also hearing implied contracts, implications around contracts, or something implied around a contract. Something, and I'm going to leave it like that. I don't, that's the best they're giving me. I also see that temperatures will go up a bit dramatically and down dramatically in some areas, like within days. Yeah, but and also that where there is snow, that the snowfall could be intense. But what I'm hearing is don't get stuck in a pattern. In other words, don't allow yourself to get stuck in a pattern of thinking, being, or like, oh, the weather's really crazy now, or looking for these things to happen, because you'll get yourself stuck. And your energy is adding to or taking away from conditions. So choose where you want to put your Kindle, all right? Because our energy is neutral, but it's where we put it. And we are very much waking up to this co-creative aspect of what we are co-creating in this universe and universes and multiverses, all right? Um, Beyond that, let's see. That seems pretty good. I think I want to say happy Thanksgiving. And I have a free energetic transmission call on November 15th, I'm sorry, which is Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Pacific time. If you want information on that, you simply have to go to my website and sign up for my newsletter, and you will get that information. So with that, I want to say thank you for your likes, your subscribes, and your sharing. And I appreciate all your comments. Namaste.